Welcome back, guys. This is Gary Herman, your health and wellness coach here at the Hawk for week 2 of our ladder series. And today's hot spot we're going to focus on is going to be the elbow. So hopefully you guys were able to do your homework last week and were able to hit 2 rounds of the 3x3 ladder during your push-ups to your bottom of your squat or bottom of your hip hinge, whichever one you guys feel more comfortable with. Today we're going to do 4 rounds of 3. So we're just going to do the exact same stuff we did last week, but we're going to add another round to it. So there's going to be 4 rounds of it. So today we're starting with the elbow as our hot spots. But as we start everything, remember to always do your individual warm-up beforehand so you're nice and loose. We all warm up differently. So get yourself in a good position that you can actually be ready to actually go through this session today. First thing we have after our warm-up is we're going to do a tricep tissue quality. So you're going to find your lacrosse ball. You're going to grab it. Nice tricep area. You're going to smash it down on the ground. You can also do this seated in a chair. I'll show you that in a second. Just going here and smashing it down there. Hold it there for 2 minutes. As you're doing that, you can pronate, supinate your wrist, flex and extend your elbow, and that feels awesome. It's nice, easy breathing through it. You can go higher up with it as well. If you want to do it in a chair situation, where you can do same thing, just kneeling a little bit higher. Hit that 2 minutes on each side. Internal, external, rotate the shoulder, extending anything you want to. Just actually attacking it in there and just flossing through it. It's nice, awesome movements. After that, you get to choose if you want to hit the inside or outside of your elbow. So you're going to sit and do the inside of your elbow, and you're going to tack it down and twist. Lock it in and hold that for 1 to 2 minutes. Okay? You do it right above the elbow joint, right below the elbow joint, whichever you want. Or you can get on the outside and do the same thing. Tack it in and twist. You can do elbow flexion, extension, whichever one you choose. So if you're noticing sometimes you have discomfort on the inside or the outside, hit those areas first. If you have time, hit inside and outside on both sides. Making sure you always repeat on both sides. After that, we're going to go into our Turkish Getup. So we've been working on this for the beginning of this series actually because it's a great movement. Now what you're going to do, if you want to have weight with this, you're more than welcome to. So I have my water jug here. Okay, but all we're going to do for 2 minutes, you're just going to go up to your hand from your elbow. If you want to have a weight, feel free to do that. If you don't feel comfortable with it, then don't hold a weight. Just go up and down. What we're trying to do is really opening up the elbow joint. Now, since we have soft tissue left, so we're trying to stabilize with it. You can also just hold it here at your chest if that you feel more comfortable holding the weight here if you're trying to do a transition to it. So you have 2 minutes of that on each side. Transition the weight up overhead. If you are using a weight, make sure you're rolling and coming up to it. Okay? As you're doing this, you can also press. As you're doing this, you really want to make sure that you stay tall. And keep your knees away from each other. So don't let your knees start sinking in like this. Good. So now hopefully we're all nice and warmed up. And we have our 3x4 ladder. So 3x4 ladder. What are you going to do? It's going to be in this position. Okay, you're going to do push-ups. 1, 2. Bottom of your squat. Stand up. 1, 2. If you don't like the squat, bottom of your hip hinge. Stand up. Stand up. Then after 3. 1, 2, 3. Stand up. Stand up. And last round. You're going to repeat that 4 times. So you're going to go through that series 4 times. So once you get finished with that, you're going to go into your actual superset that we're going to work on. So first superset is a supine 2-arm press with one weight. Over here, laying down. I don't care what supine position you're in. Legs can be straight. You can be in a Turkish Getup position. Switching your legs halfway through. Dead bug, half dead bug, wide, whatever you want. But just pressing. You're gonna do this for a minute, just nice and easy. Make sure your midline's engaged. Pushing through your feet as well, so you're locked in. It's a whole body drill. Don't just be all flimsy down here. Keep everything nice and engaged, linked up. Do that for a minute. Then what you're gonna do, you're gonna do quad hops. So, in this position, you have your knees off the ground, and you're gonna do nice and easy. You're gonna little jumps, up and down. Anytime you need to sit and rest, feel free to rest for a minute of doing that. It's going to be pretty challenging. If you can't just do actually the hopping, just hold that position. Make sure you're in a good position here, nice and engaged. You need to, knees on the ground. Same thing, just nice and quick. Nice, easy motions. Okay? After that, give you guys a little break. We'll switch into doing a tall kneeling dowel broom shoulder opener. So grab a dowel broom as far as you can, bring it up over your head, and you're going to open. You're going to hold this position behind you for a couple head control. Okay, and then you can drop it if you feel comfortable with it. Then you come back out of it, shake it out. Each round, you're going to try moving your hand in a little bit further. So we're going to do this entire superset 3 to 4 rounds. So by the end, hopefully you can move in a little closer. Now moving in may be a centimeter. That's totally fine. Just open up the shoulders a little bit. Stay nice and tall, length everything up. Toes are tucked, head control. Okay? And then we're going to finish with a squat with a curl or a deadlift with a curl. So no matter what, you're going to start the weight here at kind of like the top position of a deadlift. And what you're going to do is you're going to squat or deadlift into a curl. So the weight stays here. I'm going to curl underneath it and back up. Curl underneath it. Back up. So there's the squat. Make sure the knees stay out. Outside elbows touch inside knees. Back up, good. And now what you're going to do, if you don't like the squat, you do a hip hinge. Get in your deadlift position and deadlift. Back up. See, the goal is not to have the weight change its level. So it's supposed to stay right there. You're going to deadlift or hip hinge into hit. So as you see, I move just a little bit. Okay? When you're done with that for a minute, you're going to switch and go back through your presses, then your quad hops, your dowel shoulder opener, and do your squat for 3 to 4 rounds or 5 rounds, how much time you have. And as always, whenever you finish with that, go back to your tissue quality hot spots and hit those again and see if there's any difference. So once again, if you guys have any questions, please let us know. Thank you so much for watching the video and trying it out. Let me have any feedback you can, and we'll continue to work together to stay safe and stay strong. And thank you guys so much, and see you next week. Bye.